This is Sita Ramnarine and her daughter, Shavana. They've been on a new spiritual journey, one in which ElijahStreams happened to play a pivotal role. When you visit their Florida home, you see they're part of a happy family of 4. And here and there are testaments and reminders of their Christian faith. But things looked very different just a few years ago when Sita's life was focused on serving different gods.
We were raised in a predominantly Hindu household, religion-wise. There is one God, one main God. However, he expresses himself in many different forms.
There are male and female gods, and in some traditions, hundreds of them. Sita's daughter Shavana's name was inspired by one of Sita's former favorites, the god Shiva.
And it is a karmic-based system where it's your good deeds. You come into this life with a karmic debt, if you will. And so whatever you do in this life, after death, if the karmic debt is not paid, then the possibility of being reincarnated is there to come back and do it all again, to get it right.
Being a spiritual person and a natural seeker of truth, Sita became more deeply interested in her 30s.
I just started getting more into Hinduism because I just felt that spiritual pull. I would say about 4 years ago, things really started to deteriorate spiritually. There were a lot of attacks, and I would be like, God, what's going on? Like literally talking to him like that. What is going on? I'm doing everything that I can possibly do. And so I would literally sit even in my home for hours and hours and hours chanting, praying overnight. I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like I'm doing everything right. I pray, I seek, I chant. Everything that I do is focused on you and just trying to live a good life. And yet I feel so far away from you. Where are you?
Sita didn't know it, but Shavana was struggling too, and also praying to their Hindu gods for answers.
Around that same time, I was feeling the worst I've ever felt, depressed, stressed. Little did I know she was going through the same thing, and she was also having the same struggle with her relationship with God as I was. She had mentioned about praying to Kali, and I was doing the same thing. Even though I didn't know she was, I was. And things just got worse and worse.
I still thought I was seeking after God. I started feeling scared, like something is around me.
Just when Sita and Shavana were both feeling near despair, something happened that changed everything.
It was undeniable that something was going on in the atmosphere. It was thick. But most of the people in my life are not of conservative belief like I was, so I started going online to search information out, news, resources. I went on YouTube and ElijahStreams popped up. They were talking about the political aspect. So that's actually the hook that got me in there, and it was Kat Kerr. That's how I started, listening to ElijahStreams, and then other prophets would come on, and they all collectively brought to the table not just prophetically what was going on in the world naturally, but they would reference it back to the Bible. I went back for myself to look it up, and I could not refute it. It just made sense. I remember getting mad. Like at Robin, I would be really mad at him. And I'm like, I'm gonna write him a letter and explain to him that maybe he's misunderstood, maybe he doesn't understand the culture, doesn't really understand the religion. And also Yvonne as well, she basically came on and not only with the different gods, but just every aspect of, say, New Age, as it's classified. She, tore it apart, but she backed it up biblically. And I remember also getting mad because, you know, those were my beliefs as well. That Amanda Grace, she came on the scene, and she, as well, her teachings were equally as profound. Then finally she said, one of the part of the word was the gods of India, their territorial spirits and their demons. When she said that, I was no longer on the fence. I literally fell face, you know, headlong into Jesus.
I didn't realize that she was trying to find answers in God. I didn't realize she was trying to discover who Jesus was. I didn't know she was doing any of that. And she just called me into the room one day and showed me an Amanda Grace video where she was talking about how the Hindu gods were demonic. And it just clicked in me. I said, I know. And ever since then, it's just been Jesus all the way.
My daughter was with me when I was listening to Amanda, and I took everything. And I mean, I'm talking about pictures, writings, all of the statues, murtis, everything. And I got rid of them. I couldn't wait, actually. And Steve, an Elijah Stream, he always has this saying, you know that you know that you know. I knew that I knew that I knew.
Sita didn't write Robin Bullock a letter, but along with her husband and Shavana, they drove 780 miles to Florida to a Church International event in Alabama in order to see the Bullocks and Amanda Grace. And there they made it public.
I took Pastor Robin's hand. I gave her a big hug, and I sat down and I prayed, and I remember just putting my hand up and saying, "Here I am, God, doing it." And she submerged me in the water, and it was done.
Sita has become a monthly supporter of ElijahStreams.
All the people that are on there that God used, He used them to reach me through ElijahStreams. They have played an integral part of changing my life. And so I had to support ElijahStreams for what they did for me, and in the hopes that they will reach countless other people like me.